In this chapter, you will see some amazing ways that birds build nests and raise their chicks. Northern Cardinal. Seven states named the Northern Cardinal as their state bird: Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, and West Virginia. Some facts: their home gardens in dense shrubby areas in much of eastern North America and in Texas and the desert Southwest. Foods: seeds, fruit, insects, eggs, whitish speckled with gray or brown, 2 to 5 at a time. Chicks, altricial, fledge at about 10 days, and this is their size. The Northern Cardinal. Bright red male cardinals are easy to see on a winter day. Male cardinals get along with each other during the winter. They are not as friendly in the springtime. Spring is when cardinal pairs build their nests. They do not want other pairs in the same area, so males fight each other if one gets too close to another cardinal's nesting area. The female cardinal does most of the nest building. She uses twigs, leaves, bark, weeds, grasses, roots, and pine needles. Cardinals incubate or sit on their eggs to keep them safe and warm for almost 2 weeks before they hatch. The mother cardinal does most of the incubating, but both parents feed the chicks when they hatch. This is the female, and this is the male. A cardinal's songs sound like cheer, 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 and also birdie, birdie, birdie. Female cardinals are not as brightly colored as males. They are mostly golden brown but have some red in their wings, tail, and head. Both males and females have feathers on the top of their heads that form a crest. The crest sticks up when the birds are excited. The crest flattens when the birds are calm. Have you ever made a crest on your head with shampoo bubbles? Sometimes two male cardinals fight over food. The faster bird flies away with a snack. It has a little tiny grub in his mouth. House Sparrow. These noisy birds like to live near people. Some facts: their home is found on every continent except Antarctica, wherever people live. Food: grain, seeds, insects, people's leftover food. Eggs: greenish or bluish white with brown or gray spots, usually 3 to 5 at a time. Chicks, altricial, fledge at about 2 weeks, and this is their size. The male house sparrow with the biggest black patch on his throat tends to be the boss of the other sparrows in his flock. And that's the patch they're talking about. House sparrows are not shy. They come right up to you, hoping you will toss them something to eat. House sparrows live near people. They make nests in all sorts of things that people have built. Some sparrows build nests inside traffic lights. Others build them in the walls of houses. You have probably seen house sparrows. They follow lawnmowers to catch the insects of the mower stirs up. Sparrows hop around near people in city parks waiting for crumbs. They take dust baths in dirt in yards and splash in puddles on driveways. Have you ever seen a bird take a bath in dust or in a puddle of water? Sociable Weaver. These weavers build huge connected nests where many families live. Weavers get all the water they need from the insects they eat. Sociable weavers live in big flocks. The nests they build are big and last a long time. No other birds make connected nests. Weavers make their nests around a strong branch, a tree trunk, or even telephone pole. The birds use twigs and dry grasses to build the nest, which look like haystacks up in the tree. The birds use their nest over and over. Sometimes other kinds of birds live in weaver nests too. Some social weaver nests have been used for hundreds of years. Some fun facts: home, deserts and other dry areas in southern Africa. Food, mostly insects. Also seeds, bark, leaves. Eggs, white with gray speckles, 2 to 6 at a time. Chicks, altricial, fledge at 20 to 24 days. And this is their size. These huge nests have entrance holes that lead into the part where each pair of birds live. Their nests have chambers or rooms or different temperatures. of different temperatures. The chambers in the middle are warm. That is where the birds sleep at night when it is cold outside. The outer chambers give the birds cool shelter during the hot daytime. Would you rather play outside when it's hot or when it is cold? The birds use their nests over and over. Sometimes other kinds of birds live in weaver nests too. Some sociable weaver nests have been used for 100 years. Rufous Hornero. These birds use mud to make big oven-shaped nests. Some fun facts about Rufous Horneros are their home is in open areas in eastern parts of South America. Food, insects, spiders, seeds, fruit. Eggs, dull white with lots of dark brown speckles, 3 or 4 at a time. Chicks, altricial, fledge in 24 to 26 days, and this is their size. Old-fashioned outdoor ovens look a lot like nests of a Hornero. These birds are also called oven birds. It can take a male or female pair months to build the nest where the female will lay her eggs. This is their nest, and this is an outdoor oven. Horneros only use their nest once, but the nest lasts for years, so other kinds of birds use them when the Horneros are finished. Rufous Hornero nests can be seen on big tree branches, tree stumps, rocks, and even on telephone poles in people's houses. The mud that the bird uses dries in the sun and becomes hard. Sometimes they mix in straw, grass, or hair to make the mud nest stronger. The nest entrance hole leads to a hallway. At the end of the hallway is a chamber where the female lays her eggs. The parents line their part of their nest with soft things like grasses or leaves. Have you ever played in a mud puddle? Vogelkop Bowerbird. The male bowerbird uses decorations to attract a female mate. Some fun facts about these birds. Their home is mountain rainforest in New Guinea. Food, fruit, insects. Eggs, white, 1 at a time. Chicks, altricial, fledge at about 3 weeks, and this is their size. Say my name, Vogelkop. Vogelkop. Instead of the beautiful feathers to make a female pay attention to him, the Vogelkop Bowerbird makes a bower, the sort of stage where he puts on a show. First, he picks a small tree to use as the center of his bower. He makes a roof of stems that reach from the top to the ground, from the tree to the ground. Then he makes a carpet of moss in front. The bowerbird decorates the area with flowers, insect wings, fruits, and other colorful or shiny things he finds in the forest. Each male has different decorating style. Red, blue, black, and orange are the Vogelkop Bowerbird's favorite colors for decorating his bower. The female bowerbird makes a messy nest of sticks lined with leaves in a tree. She then lays her egg. The female takes care of her chick by herself. When a male bowerbird finishes his bower, he starts calling to females. He wants one to decide his is her favorite art gallery. If you were a bowerbird, what would you use to decorate your bower? A female visits several bowers. When she decides which one she likes best, she picks that bowerbird to be her mate. Barn swallow. These swallows build nests of mud in buildings made by people. These birds swoop and twist and turn as they follow insects to catch them in the air. Before there were buildings made by humans, barn swallows made their nests in caves. Barn swallows collect mud in their beaks for their nests. Some fun facts: their home is open areas, countryside, and near water across most of the world. Food, insects that they catch as they fly. Eggs, white with brown, lavender, and gray spots, 3 to 7 at a time. Chicks, altricial, fledged about 3 to 4 weeks, and size. Barn swallows almost always make their nests in places like barns, sheds, or bridges. The male and female work together to build nests. The birds collect mud from mud puddles or sides of streams. Sometimes they mix the mud with grass. Have you ever worked with a friend to build or make something? Barn swallows build a flat platform first. Then they build up the sides of the nest. When the mud part of the nest is done, the birds line the inside with grass and feathers. Then the mothers lay her eggs, which hatch in about 2 weeks. Wood duck. Here's a duck with claws that help it grip tree branches. Wood ducks live in woodlands near water. They are comfortable in trees. Most other ducks are not. Wood ducks can perch or stand on a tree branch because of their special feet. Their wings are short, so they can easily avoid trees and branches as they fly. Those are their claws. Wood ducks do not quack. They squeak, whistle, and squawk. Some fun facts about the wood ducks. Their home is wet areas with trees for nesting in much of North America. Food: seeds, fruits, nuts, plants, insects, snails. Eggs: white or tan, 6 to 16 eggs at a time. Chicks: precocial, they swim at a day old and fledge at 56 to 70 days, and this is their size. Wood ducks nest in holes called cavities high up in trees. They cannot make a cavity themselves. They look for a place where part of a tree has rotted away, leaving a cavity. The female wood duck is not as colorful as the male. Her brown color helps her hide from any predators, animals that might hunt for ducks to eat, while she is taking care of her eggs and ducklings. Have you ever seen a duck? The mother duck lines a nest inside the cavity with soft feathers. She lays her eggs a day after the ducklings hatch. Their mother calls them to leave the nest. The ducklings jump onto the ground or water below. Sometimes they jump from a nest that is as high up as a five-story building. The ducklings don't get hurt. They are so fluffy and light that they bounce. This is them jumping out of the tree. People often make nest boxes for wood ducks to use. If the nest is not over water, the mother leads her ducklings to a nearby creek or pond. Bald eagle. The bald eagle makes the biggest single nest of any kind of bird. This bird is not really bald. It has feathers on its head. Bald is an old word that used to mean white. If you could give the bald eagle a new name, what would you call it? Some fun facts about the bald eagle. Their home is forests near lakes, rivers, marshes, and coast in much of North America. Food: mainly fish, also birds, other animals, and carrion animals that are already dead. Eggs: white, 1 to 3 at a time. They're chicks, altricial. Fledge at 80 days, and this is their size. A pair of bald eagles usually stays together for life. They build a nest of sticks in a large tree and add to it year after year. It gets bigger and bigger. They line it with plants like moss, seaweed, and grass. Over the years, a bald eagle nest can grow so big that a medium-sized car could fit inside it. The bald eagle is a national symbol of the United States. Australian brush turkey. This bird builds a nest that keeps its eggs warm. Some fun facts: their home is the rainforest and dry, scrubby coastal areas in eastern Australia. Food: insects, seeds, fruit. Eggs: white, 1 at a time. Chicks: super precocial. And this is their size. Australian brush turkeys do not incubate their eggs by sitting on them. It is their special nest that keeps the eggs the right temperature. The male brush turkey gathers a huge pile of dead leaves and other plant material he finds on the ground. He uses his big feet to rake the vegetation together and shape the mound. There it is right there. The Australian brush turkey is not related to the turkeys many Americans eat on Thanksgiving Day. When the nest is finished, several female brush turkeys come by to lay eggs in the mound. Then the male covers up all the eggs. The nest stays warm inside. As the plant material rots, it makes heat. The sun helps warm things up too. Only the male takes care of the nest. He makes sure it stays the right temperature. He feels the temperature inside by digging a little hole and sticking his beak into the mound. If the temperature gets too hot, he takes vegetation away to cool off the inside of the mound. If the temperature gets too cold, he adds vegetation to create more heat. The brush turkey is a kind of bird called a megapode. That word means large foot. The birds have big feet. There are two other megapodes in Australia. They are the orange-footed scrub fowl and the mallee fowl. When the chicks hatch, they break out of their eggshells with their strong claws. Then the chicks scratch their way out of the mound. Chicks hatch ready to run around and look for food right away. They have feathers when they hatch, and a few hours later, the chicks can fly. They do not need their parents to take care of them. What are 3 things you could do as soon as you were born? Common cuckoo. This sneaky bird lays her eggs in the nest of other birds. The cuckoo egg. A bird that lays its eggs in another person's nest is called a brood parasite. The cuckoo gets other birds to raise her chicks. She sneaks an egg into another bird's nest and then another egg into another nest, and so on. The sneaky cuckoo waits until parents leave their nests. She swoops in and kicks out one of the eggs from the nest. She lays her own egg